in a wild shot in the dark. We don't know what we're going to hit. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes we're on the target. Sometimes we got our neighbor. You have to pay attention. You have to know what you're doing. You have to realize that you have control of this power. And the way in which you use it is going to determine your results. It's like having the remote for the TV. Imagine what it would be like if we all had remotes and 2 TVs. It would be flip-flopping. It'd probably freeze up because it wouldn't know what to do. But we go out and we do that in life. We all have our own little remote, that kind of like my buttons, that kind of going to tell me what I'm going to do. And sometimes we let other people push our buttons. Yeah, come in, push my buttons. See what I'll do. Tell me that, that I'm having a bad hair day. See how I respond to that. Cut in front of me on the freeway. See how I react to that. Wouldn't that be fun? We do this all day, every day. Everywhere we're going. That's using the law. Understanding the law, understanding that it is the power, it is the remote control of your life. And knowing where the buttons are, and knowing which ones you want to use, when you want to use them, where you want to use them, on a consistent, step-by-step, methodical way, and you will always have the demonstration, the presentation that you want to bring forth. But it takes a daily, almost minute-by-minute practice. The mystics have said that the greatest connection with the divine is when you are in prayer all the time. Every word that you say is a prayer. Every thought that you have is a prayer. Every action that you do is a prayer. But you're not thinking about that. So when you're thinking something less about yourself or someone else, that's your prayer. And I know that I've been there, and I know other people who have been there too. They just don't call it prayer. But that's what they're doing. They're out there saying, I'm not worthy. That's your prayer. Is that what you want to affirm? I'm really not deserving of this. I'm suffering today. I'm poor. How come you have more than I do? That's your prayer. Get out of it. Get over it. Get into something more affirming, more positive thinking. And it doesn't really make any difference what it is. Just pick one. Pick one. And stay with it until you have proven it. Prove it beyond a shadow of a doubt. That's how you know that you have finally, really, truly understand the law. I made a promise, 2 weeks ago now, that to the best of my ability, as much as I could, I would be silent. Do you know how good that feels? How peaceful that is? How healing for me to be in the silence. It's not easy. But when I do it, when I'm in that place of the silence, and sometimes I have to turn off the monkey chatter, blah, 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 blah. So my voice might be silent, but my brain is going 100 miles an hour. That's the real challenge. Can I get silent in my mind so that I'm not even thinking thoughts, or if I am thinking a thought, it's about how wonderful life is. I was watching my hummingbird feeder this morning outside of my bedroom. It ran empty, and the hummingbirds were all flocking around. And my first thought was, I bet they're really angry with me. And I thought, hummingbirds don't get angry. At least not in the way that I understand it. They were still having a great time. They were buzzing all around like they always do, chasing each other up and down and around. Every so often they'd stop by and they'd look, well, not yet. Oh, they'd off again and they go. So I got up, got out of bed, went and mixed up some more juice for them, took it out there, and before I could even hang it up, I had a hummingbird almost land on my arm. Nearly scared the daylights out of me. But I thought, gratitude. Thank you. Been waiting for you. How nice of you to show up again with some more juice for us. And then off they went. It's like, that's the life that I want to create and influence in my experience. And I have the power to do that. But I had to get up. I had to do something. I could have sat there and said, well, let them be angry. They'll get over it. They'll go someplace else. That's the problem. They go someplace else. But they were just waiting upon me. They knew I was going to bring out some more. They trust in that divine intelligence. They know that the law works. They wanted their feeder was filled. How perfect. We can live this life. Know what we want. Trust that the universe is conspiring only for our highest and greatest good, and really doesn't care about what we're thinking. See, the law is impersonal. The law just works. If you say into the law, and the law is just, I don't know how to explain it, it's just there. The law is there, and you say into the law, I'm poor and lacking and limiting. The law says, yes, you are. And I can give you more of that. If you say into the law, I am abundant and prosperous and joyful, the law says, yes, you are. And I can give you more of that. To understand that law is very simple. It responds all the time, every time, to where you are, where your thinking is, your pattern of thinking, not just in that moment, because we all say those things in the moment. But what's the overall pattern? You know? What's the overall energy and emotion throughout the day? So what you want to do is bring yourself to that place that, for the most part, as long as you can, in every day, be in that place of joy and peace and gratitude, and most of all, in silence.